I like ducks. I don't know why. I just like them. I like the way they waddle. I like the way they quack. I like the way they hang out with their kids. And Sister Euphemia would have been proud of how they walk in a straight line behind their Mother Superior. So what I want to know is, where are the animal rights activists in this latest Duck Dynasty debacle?
And I've never been so humiliated in all my life! Look, Mac, just what's going on around here? Let's get organized,
Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us tonight. I could wax eloquently about the Constitution and free speech and the price so many have paid to protect our American freedoms. I could also talk about freedom of religion, the right to privacy, and capitalism, which includes the rights of private companies to pretty much do whatever they want. But this week's Duck Dynasty controversy seems more about the left and the right and the lengths that they go to defend their views of the world. Now, unlike most other nations, the United States is a mosaic of countless nationalities and cultures and religions. We are all different. Some of us pray at the altar. Some of us pray at the bema. Some of us pray to Mecca. Some of us just don't pray at all. Now, I went to Catholic schools, and I happen to have a Bible in my bedroom. I don't know what drives people, but I do believe that people are who they are, that we cannot change who we are. Does anyone think it's easy to be gay in the world that we live in? You might want to talk to Matthew Shepard's mother and father if you do. Or note that Uganda passed an anti-gay law this week that punishes gay people with life in prison. And we give Uganda about $500 million a year? Maybe the gay and lesbian community ought to focus on that. And gays have been told not even to show up at the Olympics in Russia by Macho Man himself, Big Bad Vlad Putin. Personally, I don't give a damn what you do in your bedroom, who you do it with, how often you do it. That's between you, your partner, and God. But I also think, having been schooled in the Constitution as well as having rendered legal decisions on the Constitution, that Phil Robertson, the patriarch of Duck Dynasty, has the right to say what he thinks. As far as I'm concerned, the thought police should get the duck out of here. Now, I must confess, I have never watched Duck Dynasty, although my mother loves it. But what do I know? What I do know is that Phil, a self-described redneck who often quotes from the Bible, has the right to his view of the world, especially if it's based on the Bible. And if it's considered blasphemous for Phil to repeat directly from the greatest book on earth, and that he should be censored for those beliefs, what's next? Will we stop publishing the Bible because some people are offended by what's in it? Will this be America's Kristallnacht? Now, A&E says that in spite of Robertson's First Amendment right to say what he pleases, the graphic language that he used in no way reflects those of the network, saying that their viewers feel safe watching the show with their children. Yet his statements were not even made on A&E. Really, A&E? This is the same network that aired Rodeo Girls with an episode, Bikini or Bust? The same network that did a man-on-man sexual assault in prison, where sexual content, including people in bed together seemingly naked, was aired? Did A&E kowtow to the gay and lesbian community? Maybe. Did they disregard the constitutional rights of Robertson? Maybe. Or did they suspend him based on a morals clause in his contract? Maybe. But in the end, does it matter? When it comes to money, and A&E has made a spectacular amount of it off this show, I suspect a backroom deal will resolve the controversy while the rest of us are in a tailspin, the right and the left using any excuse and any issue to stay at each other's throats. So where do I come down on the Duck Dynasty controversy? I go back to the real villains in this controversy, the duck murderers. They set them up, they entice them, and they murder them before our very eyes. I am personally offended by the torture, the vile torture and killing of innocent, web-footed beings. These babies shouldn't be reduced to victims for sport when clearly the odds are so against them. Ducks have rights. Where are the animal cruelty people? Where are the ducks' rights activists? Even the ducks want to know. And I want to know why PETA doesn't object to duck feathers in pillows and duck feathers in winter coats. I think that we should start our own online petition, not to save Duck Dynasty, but to save the ducks. And no, I don't eat duck and I don't buy duck. Forget Duck Dynasty. Focus on duck justice.